And joining us now to discuss, former Chief Counsel for the Senate Rules Committee, Joe diGenova, and former Chief Counsel for the Senate Intelligence Committee, Victoria Toensing. Joe and Vic, great to have you with us as always. Vic, the squad blaming the university for breaking up these violent protests. Who's really to blame here?
Well, I'm just so happy that lawfare is being used against the Democrats. I can't stand it. We've taken it, we conservatives, for 3.5 years. You know, up until Joe Biden, presidents did not pursue their opponents by the criminal process. Witness even Gerald Ford giving a pardon to Richard Nixon. It just wasn't done. And in fact, I tell the story where I talked to a Trump Justice Department person and said, aren't you going after Hillary? Aren't you going to look into her destroying all those emails? And the Clinton Foundation is a walking indictment. And they said it would not be appropriate. Guess how times have changed. And I'm very glad it's being used against AOC and her group.
Joe, what do you think about the lawsuit? And then also to Victoria's point, everything seems so one-sided, so lopsided all the time. Democrats always on the offensive, Republicans having to take it. What do you think?
Well, this was inevitable. This was bound to happen. This is a very interesting lawsuit because not only are they suing the university, but they are suing for not protecting them, these 5 students, but they are suing people who were agitators and people who conspired with them to cause a ruckus on campus, which led to the denial of civil rights and, you know, perhaps the kidnapping of people, keeping them hostage, et cetera, et cetera. They're making a series of claims inside the lawsuit. And what's interesting about this is the reason you're not hearing from the members of Congress is that anything that they do, not in Congress, not on the House floor, and not in committee, is not protected by congressional immunity. So if they go out and make public statements about this and encourage this, they can be sued. And now they know it, which is why they're keeping their mouth shut, because the House counsel on the Democratic side has probably told them to say nothing until they do some analysis. So they are theoretically liable for the actions that were taken because they encouraged them.
Off the House floor. See?
Right. Vic, I want to get to this. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. After nearly 8 months in limbo, former President Trump's federal election interference case suddenly sprang back to life. I hear the chuckling. On Saturday, as the judge overseeing it, Judge Chutkan, scheduled a hearing in Washington for August 16th, coming up quickly to discuss next steps. For quite some time, we've been saying there's no way any of these trials will see the light of day before the election. Is this one different?
No, this is a nothing burger. It's a status hearing. It's when she says, well, what kind of motions are going to be filed? And here's what she should do. What I would do is say to Jack Smith, okay, you've read SCOTUS's opinion on the immunity. Now give me an indictment that adheres to what SCOTUS wanted so that I can look at it.
Joe, is there any scenario where you see Trump having to go back into court and show up to hearings? Because we are getting close to Election Day. Do you want to talk about election interference? Boy, I think that would be it.
Well, I think Judge Chutkan is probably smart enough that she's not going to do that. She has excused him from all the upcoming hearings thus far. Here's what's fascinating. People don't realize that the Supreme Court decision that reversed her and sent it back down for these hearings was a real condemnation of Judge Chutkan and the 3 judges on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals for what they called, basically in legal terms, sloppy legal work. The Supreme Court complained that the Chutkan and the 3 circuit judges did not spend enough time on very complex and very important constitutional issues. And while she has scheduled this hearing very quickly, she is not going to be reaching decisions quickly because the amount of work that's involved in this is staggering. And the Supreme Court made it staggering because they said to all 4 judges, you did not spend enough time on this. You sent us a lousy record, and we want you to now go back and do your job.
Let me just add, she has set for herself a tedious task. It is a 45-page indictment, 43 pages of which, single space, are factual accusations against the president. Now tell me, is the president tweeting, be peaceful in the Capitol, respect your brothers and sisters in blue? Is that an official act?